Hey, Slim, you there?
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, here we go. Question one. Many people know you because of 112. You started with 112, where you made the famous song Only You with Notorious B.I.G. It's been a long time, but I would like you to tell me about the creation of this song and the experience of recording and filming with the video with B.I.G.
Well, all four of us pretty much sat down and wrote the song in New York at the Hit Factory. And we wrote it 5 times. And the first time we wrote it is the record, is the way you all hear it now. But we wrote it 4 other different ways, only to come back to the first way, the original way, and it was very fun because we got a chance to work with Notorious B.I.G. And as soon as he heard it, he sat with it for a couple of hours, and then he put his 16 bars on it, which is very iconic. It's amazing what he said there, and to hear when Mace got on the record, it was like really, really hot because that was like one of the first records he really recorded in Bad Boy. He had just signed to the label, so it was just a momentous occasion. It was really fun.
Nice. Okay. Soon after that, Biggie passed away. If you don't mind, how did you learn about Biggie's death?
Well, we were with him right before he passed. It was I think it was the Soul Train Music Awards, and we were on stage with him or whatever, and we had a show the next day, so we left. And when we were in the we were on the way of going to a show, and we heard it on the news. We pretty much heard it on the radio. So we didn't believe it, but we started making phone calls. That's when we found out that it was very true.
Wow. Okay, one more Biggie question. In 2011, a former detective from the police department in L.A. presented a book entitled Murder Rap, where he told a lot of new information about Tupac and Biggie's murder cases. Have you ever read that book, or what do you personally think about these murder cases?
Well, I haven't gotten into that subject. I haven't read anything. I choose to remember Biggie as the big brother that he was to me. And I believe that whatever happens, it's in God's hands, and it's definitely and the wheels of justice are definitely being turned. So I'm confident in the wheels of justice that everything will work itself out.
Okay. And then as far as the East Coast, West Coast division, what is your recollection of that? Like, were you affected by that? Was that a big part of what you went through?
Well, 112, we didn't have that. Like, we didn't. There was no East Coast, West Coast division with us. I just believe that with R&B music, we did wrong. So we didn't really have those type of problems. Like, every time we came to the West Coast, anywhere on the West Coast, they always showed us love. So even though we were aware of what was going on or whatever, we didn't. I think that we didn't present that type of spirit. We didn't have that type of spirit. We always possessed a positive spirit. So I think people picked that up. So no matter where we were in the world, East Coast, West Coast, North, South, it didn't matter. Everybody pretty much loved us for who we were and what we represented in the music.
Okay. How was it working with Diddy in the studio?
Well, you know what? Working with Diddy was actually it was like really fun. People look at him the way he is, like what you see on television or whatever, And on television, they kind of portray him to be like a butthole. But with 112, he wasn't. He knew what type of group he signed, and he knew, how to pull the best from us. We knew that he was a perfectionist, and he knew that we were too. And the fact, the best way to allow, 112 to reach his maximum potential is to, allow us to do our writing and to do our own production. And there was a lot of trust in that situation. So with a lot of trust, in that situation, there was a lot of hits and a lot of money made. So, working, just being involved in that whole bad boy, and that whole bad boy era, where we were involved with arguably the most strongest, most talented artists on one label, and it was a very learning experience, and it was very, very fun.
Cool. And then why did you leave Bad Boy?
Well, we left. We had no choice because we were signed to a production agreement that actually tied us to Bad Boy. That production agreement didn't allow us to be able to take care of ourselves and our families, financially the way we felt that we were able to, So we didn't want to leave Bad Boy, but the production agreement attached us to the label. So when we attached ourselves from the production agreement, it automatically detached us away from Bad Boy.
Gotcha. Okay. And then what's the best things that you remember from the 112 years?
Well, I think the best things I remember from the 112 years are the fact, that it was the unity that we had with each other. My best memories are probably before we even had the record deal. When we used to go over each other's parents' heads and practice and share all kinds of dreams, and and where we thought that 112 would fit in the print of music legacy. And we achieved a lot of those situations, and I never forget that time. I never forget those days or memories. And I hold it really close to me, and it kind of it helps me with the movement that I have going on myself.
Was music in your family?
Yes, music is definitely in the family. People from both sides of my family can sing and play instruments. They're way more talented than I am. So I'm just trying to make sure that I make the family proud.
So how did your passion for music begin?
Well, I grew up in the church. My mom is an evangelist. She's an evangelist. So I was always in church, and in the church, you had to sing in the chorus. You had to sing in the choir. So I sang a lot of gospel songs in the church. So it was like being around music like that. It was like inevitable. You don't have the fears and anything like that, because you have to get out there in front of the church, and you have to really sing the song. You don't just sing it. You have to it has to really come across. It has to move everybody, because it's not just the way you're singing. It's the words that you're singing. So you have to present it. You have to sing that record, and people can really feel if you're for real or not. If that song touches you, chances are that it would touch everybody else. So, I give all the credit, into church, and and my mom definitely putting me in the right position.
Now, why did you decide to start a solo career?
Well, I really didn't want to be a solo artist. I was comfortable being in probably arguably the most, as I said, the youngest, most successful R&B male mainstream group, you know, of our time, you know. But because, you know, the guys, you know, wanted to break, the group broke up, you know, and it had nothing to do with me. So what I had to do, this is a business, and either I was going to sit there and, you know, and just pretty much, you know, allow things to happen as it was presented, or I take the reins by the, you know, I take the reins in my own hands, and I control my own destiny. So I believed in myself. I believed in my craft. I started my own label, and you know, and I had a successful solo career so far.
How are the other members of 112 doing?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're doing great. I mean, I keep it real. I haven't talked to any of them, but I'm pretty sure, you know, they're very talented cats, and, you know, I'm pretty sure they're doing great.
Some of these questions are kind of strange. Are you planning on working together again?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't. As of right now, I can't really answer that. I can't even answer that question clearly. And you know, like there are like rumors, and you know, us getting on the stage together. Like I can't possibly see a album, any more albums, but there are rumors of us, you know, doing stuff together, or be on the stage together. So if the business is right, Slim is there.
So Cruising the City, are you happy with the reaction so far?
Oh yes, I'm happy with it. I'm definitely happy with the reaction. You know why? Because I'm doing something that is very easy for me, and I'm doing something that I feel that God gave me this talent to do, and to be able to affect a large amount of people, you know, and for a large amount of people to, you know, enjoy what I've been working. Like it's amazing. I really enjoyed even the constructive criticism. Like, you know, I got a lot of feedback saying that, Slim, this is not a mixtape. You basically gave us an album. You gave us an EP. So the next time, you know, you do a mixtape, make sure it feels like a mixtape. So I'm talking to my fans straight up. You know, this volume 2 would definitely feel like a mixtape, but I definitely appreciate the 5 stars and, you know, having a number 8 record on that. What was that? DJBooth.net. You know, it was number 7, I guess. Like, it was like to have a top 10 record. You know, and all of this is independent. When I know, you know, you have artists, you know, who have deals can't even get in the top 10. It's a blessing. I appreciate it.
Okay, are you working on a studio album now?
Yes. And not only am I working on a mixtape, I'm also working on the studio album. Studio album entitled Cruise Control. And right now I'm working on my, you know, I'm just working on the seeing which way I'm going to come out. And right now, you know, I'm looking at the spectrum of music. You know, I see where up-tempo records are definitely touching the mainstream, the pop side. I'm very interested in that side also. So I've been working hand in hand with people like DJ Buddha and DJ Effect. I'm about to work with Afrojack, working with Pitbull, reaching out to Sean Paul. Like, it's just a lot of things going on. You know, I don't want to name drop too much. You know, just trust me, the album's about to be very nice.
Yeah, I'll type this up. I'll let you know when this comes out, and
okay.
Yeah, and we'll just keep rolling.
Okay, great, man.
Cool. All right, Slim. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.